Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande is back with her second album in less than 6 months. The album was put together in about 4 months with the help of some of the best producers and songwriters in the industry. Did she outdo her previous album, Sweetener? Here's our honest review of Thank You Next by Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Thank You Next. You recognize one of her cheat codes.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all caught it. Have you guys?
Tell them about it.
Well, you know, the last 2 albums have been her upside down. Is there some kind of idea? Let me know, Ariana fans. Is there some kind of thing going on with the upside down photos, images? Is she hinting at anything? Does this album need to be played backwards? I don't know.
I don't know, man. But we'll talk about that in a second, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, the album artwork to me is pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if what this neck tattoo means.
Is that even a tattoo? Is it a henna tattoo or something?
I don't know.
It might be a henna tattoo.
Don't get me up here on the line. I don't know nothing about no skin art at all whatsoever. I don't know nothing.
Right.
But I do think it's a cool pose.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder, is it the upside down from Stranger Things or something? Is that why she keeps going upside down? I don't know.
Maybe we reach
maybe her or maybe it's just that's how they use the picture, and they're just like, let's just put it out like that. Yeah, the flow of this project, man, it's a little bit a mixed bag of different sounds. I feel like that's what you usually get with pop albums, where the organization of the album doesn't necessarily always flow. I would have changed around a lot of songs, and I would have took Break Up With Your Girlfriend on Board off the album. Yeah, but I should have left that for later. But now I'd reorganize the songs on the album, because I don't feel like Imagine should have started the album off. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it's a smash. But usually for a pop album, you want to start off with something like Bloodline. Yeah. Or, I don't know. That's just the way I'm conditioned to hearing pop albums at this point.
Yeah, it definitely has like an unorthodox flow to it. It kind of just has like I'm feeling this type of way flow, and then the next song I'm feeling this way. So besides that being said, it's still a real good flow. If you just listen to it like sonically, you're just listening to something and just going through the next thing. So yeah, it has a pretty balanced flow.
Highlights, man. Look, that joint Imagine, I don't know if y'all heard that joint. Yeah. But that joint is crazy. Yeah. I don't know how you start the album off with that. Priscilla Renee is a beast when it comes to the songwriting. Yeah. I want to actually hear her sing.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Priscilla Renee. Ariana Grande wrote on every song on this album. I want to say that right now, because I don't want to hear y'all say I didn't give her no credit for writing. She wrote on every song on this project. But Priscilla Renee also wrote on this song, and it sounds amazing. Yeah. NASA is a really dope song. It's got a super commercial feel to it, but it still works. It's a smash song. Yeah. Makeup is another one of them joints that sounds ridiculously crazy. Thank You Next is an amazing song, and I actually like Ghostin' a lot too. Those are my highlights. Okay. Not necessarily saying anything bad about the songs I didn't mention yet.
Yeah, Imagine is a great song. I feel like it's really strong, really powerful. Fake Smile, I just love the arrangement of that song. I love how it sounds, and that's another one that was co-wrote by Priscilla Renee, so that was really dope. I really like Bad Idea, and I like the outro, like how they have that instrumental outro at the end. I thought that was really dope. In my head, I just really love how she sounds in that song. It's just really strong. And 7 Rings and Thank You Next is really dope, man. Like, you know, we already become familiar with the songs, but just hearing them again in the context of the album, really dope songs.
Yeah, and see, okay, Lowlight. Yeah. I don't like the organization of the album. Right. Thank You Next doesn't feel right there.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? It just feels really weird being towards the back of the album. Yeah. So I don't know if there's, you know, like you said, if the album is supposed to be listened to backwards. Yeah. Because it tends to make a little bit more sense.
Going from Break Up Your Girlfriend, Thank You Next, and 7 Rings. Yeah, it does.
So that's one of my lowlights. And I also want to say Break Up With Your Girlfriend on Board. I didn't like that song much
Did you know it was an interpolation of NSYNC?
Oh, it is?
Yeah. One of their old songs. I forget what the song's called, but I was watching it. But I guess it's kind of like...
It Makes Me Ill?
Yeah, there you go.
Never heard it. Never heard it.
Back in the day.
I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, it doesn't change the fact that I never heard it. You got any lowlights?
My lowlights would have to be just comes from the arrangement of the album. I feel like Makeup, I really wasn't feeling that much. I thought it was a cool song.
Really?
It was cool. It was alright. I really wasn't feeling it. And Break Up With Your Girlfriend on Board just sounds like a boring song. I mean, That's all. I really didn't like it.
Look, final thoughts, man. I want to point out one thing because a lot of y'all getting mad at Ariana Grande. Y'all said she culture appropriating out here. I just want to say that on all 12 of these songs on this album, there's a woman of color that helped co-write the song. So if you're wondering why it sounds the way it does and why it has so much soul and everything like that, it's probably the reason. This album has a lot more soul to it than Sweetener did. Like Sweetener really is more pop essence in my opinion. It had some soul on it, but not as much as this joint. And I want to say like Taylor Parks, a beast with songwriting. Victoria Monet, a straight beast. I wasn't even sure who Brittany Connie was, but she's a beast with the songwriting as well. Candy Burrs helped write a song on this joint as well. Like there's some great songwriters throughout this project, and Seven Rings is like written by her and like most of her friends. So.
Yeah, my final thoughts is just like, before you start thinking about the artist, think about what comes into the production of the music and everything, the team that goes behind it,
the jobs that's being provided,
all that, man, because it's a collective idea.
Unless it's a thing. Post Malone.
So like just think about that process before you immediately judge, the artist and their music, because there's a lot that goes into work in the background. And like I see that this is like a whole collection of thoughts and everything like that. And it's a nice contrast to Sweetener. I feel like Sweetener it served its purpose. And I think she went in back in the booth because, everything that was going on in her life, and she just needed something to get out. And I think this was the right way to do it. I mean, it looked like she collaborated with a lot of people on this album, so she just kept working. I mean, instead of, getting in her sorrows and everything that was going on with the media and all like that, she kept pushing, she kept working. So I commend her for that.
And before I get my grade, I do want to say that this is a great album. I think it's a step up from Sweetener. Just because to me it's more on the R&B side as opposed to the pop side. It's still pop music. It's still popular music. But it's like got so much more soul, and just the way the songs sound. Like I feel like more people will be able to relate to this. And for her to turn this around in like 4 months as opposed to the other joint which took her a couple years. That's actually really amazing.
It is.
So, final grade. I'm definitely giving this joint a check. I think you should check this joint out. Ariana Grande beasted out on this joint. It's got some really dope lyrics on here. Like you can tell they put a lot of thought process into the lyrics. Like when you listen to the words in Fake Smile, shout out to Priscilla Renee again, you can hear like her just being fed up with a lot of the industry stuff and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Seven Rings is just a song to have fun on. Ghosting, I'm assuming she was thinking about Mac Miller when she used the sample from Mac Miller. Like, so you can hear, like, I feel like this had a little bit more to it than Sweetener. Like this was probably like all the remaining feelings that she didn't get a chance to get out.
Yeah, man, I give it a check. I really agree with everything you said. I feel like this is just something that's really great that is for like, it can still work for the pop crowd, but as well it shows up more what she can do. I feel like, even though I haven't checked out a handful of her first albums, I know the majority of the singles, so I like seeing growth with an artist, and I think she's trying not to stay in a box, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's always great, trying to do everything. And I think she went about it the great way, getting a whole handful of producers, a handful of writers and everything like that. So whenever you see an artist trying to grow, that's great in my book. And I love what she's doing.